Hey everybody, this is Roy Richardson, your friendly neighborhood tech troublemaker, and this is a Sunday night tech social where we don't take technology quite so serious. I'm very happy to have my guest on tonight. And YouTube just said, hey, by the way, Roy's live. Yes, the tech troublemaker is live, and I have my guest on tonight, Paul the programmer. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, pretty good. Excited to be here. I'm back again, so last time must not have gone too badly, right?
Yeah. What's the fun part where my mouse has decided it's not going to play anymore, and it just let go
and
and
disappeared.
said, yeah. Now I had this happen one more time where Bluetooth said, you know what? I really don't like Bluetooth, and I'm just going to let you go from whatever you're doing there.
Yeah.
So it's okay. We do crazy here.
We're gonna roll with it. Yeah,
We're gonna roll with
Sounds
it.
Good.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with it, and I'm gonna drop things, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Cool.
There we go. All right. Here we go. We're going to cheat. We're going to throw in a USB Logitech dongle.
It's dependable. Wires work. There's
Wires do work.
Yeah.
And let's just
wireless is great until the wireless breaks. And then you're like,
I'm so sad that happened anyway. All right. Yeah. It's happened one time before. My keyboard and my mouse completely went out in the middle of a live stream. When can I do this for you? I will do it right now. So anyway.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, hey, Markus is out there. Hey, Markus, thanks so much for coming by.
Hey, Markus.
Right, we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. And this is how we do it. All right. So, once again, we're back into the real metaverse. What is the metaverse? I know we've heard so much hype about it the last 2 weeks. So, I thought I would talk some about the metaverse and some of the many memes that have come along. Of course, this was the presentation that Facebook did. Hey, look all this cool stuff. Notice that it's not a fully thought out thought because it's not a fully thought out thought. But here's some wonderful memes I found on the internet. First of all, thanks to the metaverse, Zuckerberg has found himself. Hello, fellow human. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. I'm seeing them a little later because I'm delayed a little on seeing them. But
when you don't realize that you created the metaverse, they shall taste my power. Yeah, so there's Mark letting you know. You will know I created the metaverse.
I can't see all the words on the YouTube.
Oh, that makes me sad. Does he words then now? Oh, well, I moved it around. How about now? Can you see it now?
Okay.
Yeah,
I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know what happened. Of course.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can see that.
When I practiced, everything was wonderful.
Right.
Here's this one. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. And then Pam, of course, says they're the same picture. Yeah. Okay, this is how we all look. Wow, what is up with my focus there tonight? There we go. This is how we'll all look. There's before when we're just Facebooking at screens, and with Meta, we'll just strap our phones to our eyes.
Oh yeah.
So that'll take care of that. So there, yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of my biggest concern. Is sort of like we already feel like we go out to dinner with our family and everyone's staring at their phones the whole time.
Yes.
Now you're literally gonna have a thing strapped to your head. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. What Zuck thought the reaction of Meta would be, and what it actually was.
Oh yeah.
Zendaya back there. Yeah, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. No.
Yeah. The reaction was weird, and then like people misconstrued it as they were trying to do something with the news, and I was like, no, they're not doing anything related to news. They're just trying to say their next way they're taking over the world.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, back in my day, we called it Facebook, not Meta. Anyway.
That'll be the next day. I remember.
I
didn't have a three-dimensional character.
Yeah.
You had to go and poke people.
Yes. I'm so glad that's gone. It's funny. I actually signed
I went to go look and check because I was like, "Is that still there?" A few weeks ago, and I was like, "No, okay, it's gone."
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah. I took that feature away.
Yeah, you can call it that if you want to. Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And Microsoft takes to the metaverse. I've already signed up for beta. I want this because I really don't want to actually be in any of the meetings I'm in. And so I'd like to just have an avatar to attend all my Microsoft team meetings for me. So I'm actually looking forward to a Microsoft Metaverse. So Microsoft's Metaverse, they're kind of calling it Mesh. Though sadly, Microsoft already had a product called Mesh, but it must not have meshed out too well because now they're using it to refer to their product for Teams. So Microsoft takes to the Metaverse with Teams. And there you go.
So what's the benefit? Yeah. So what's the benefit of an avatar versus just a normal video chat?
Well,
you don't have to fix your hair.
You won't have to fix your hair. That's for sure. You don't have to focus. So like the Memojis by Apple, which we'll get to that here in a minute. It's supposed to show your facial expressions and attempt to talk at the same time that you do.
So, I'm sure that won't be creepy.
No, it won't be creepy at all. Not at all. So, all right. NVIDIA says you can't meta without our expensive graphics cards.
They're trying to get on board. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, they got their own thing going, so yeah. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. All right. So NVIDIA says you can't meta without our graphics cards. And then the VR headset makers are salivating, of course. They're saying, hey, that metaverse thing, that sure looks good to us. So Oculus, which of course belongs to Facebook. Then you got HTC, which has the Vive. Then you have Microsoft with the HoloLens. Then you got HP. Yeah. I don't know what the name of the HPs. And then anyone with a Raspberry Pi, a camera, and a pair of sunglasses. It's pretty much going out and making their own VR headsets.
Right, they're making their own branded version of it. Yeah, sure, why not?
I went looking at pricing on this, and you can do $300 for the Oculus, or you can do $9,000 for the highest end Microsoft HoloLens 2 that they have. They actually have one that's built with a construction helmet. I thought that was a neat one. Yeah.
I think we had one at work they were using for some sort of training or something. Not that crazy one, but I remember I looked at the price and they were sticker shock.
Oh yeah. So we can't afford the metaverse. Luckily, it's I think it's 2 or 3 more years away before. But
it'll scale like everything else.
With all technologies, you have to go out, you have to create the technology, you have to put it out there, you have to wait for the world to catch up with you and adopt it, and then it gains traction. And this can be one of those things that has to gain traction. So,
well, yeah, that was my sort of question after I read all. Is there global standards or not really? Like, is there?
So Facebook has come out with OpenXR, which is their new API for which they're saying is they're releasing basically as an open standard for everybody. And then of course,
I thought somebody would be coming up with something.
Yeah. Of course, Viewmaster said, "Wait, we did that first."
Right.
Yeah. So we got our 3D headset here, man. You can see 3D worlds using our Viewmaster. You don't have to spend a lot of crazy money. $40, you can have one of these.
Power goes out, you shine it at the window. Yeah,
it still works. Look outside.
Those are cool. I miss those. I might see if they still make those for my kids.
They do still make those.
Yeah.
Yeah, the space one. There was like one we got. We have one. We have one of the ones with the 3D that did like space, and it was amazing. It showed all these 3D pictures, so it was really cool. Okay, and then Apple said, "Hey, wait a second. We want a Memoji, so let's make sure my volume's up here." Because I did a Metaverse song.
Yeah, Markus says he thinks he'll get as much traction as 3D for television. That's sort of my feeling a little bit. Is it seems like it's the corporations are trying to will it into existence, and I don't know if that's how it's going to happen. Yeah.
3D TV never caught on. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Also this week, Facebook said they're doing away with facial recognition because it was creepy, and the Onion to help out went out and got quotes, of course, from the pet genealogist. Yet another organization telling me I'm forgetful. And then, of course, the gravity tester said to be on the safe side, they should probably shut down the rest of it. I have to agree.
Yeah.
Right. And then, lastly, what about the other body parts Facebook was asking about? So, yeah. Anyway, that's the end of that. I hope you endured. Yeah. So here we go back to us. All right.
Hey,
so anyway,
Sammy.
the Sammy Superstar. Hey, Sammy Superstar. How you doing tonight? So anyway, yeah. So that was my take on the metaverse. Paul, what is your take on the metaverse?
Yeah, so I think the open source and truly having an agreed open source is one, because for it to be truly meta, I need to be able to jump from Facebook world to Microsoft world seamlessly, right? Like,
yeah.
It's not a metaverse if it's a walled garden of certain brands. And then, yeah, it seems like they're more excited about it. Like I see the headsets being successful in gaming, so I think gaming's where it's going to start, and it'll go from there. But I still don't know if it's going to be as big as fast as they want. And then the sort of the video conferencing with coworkers with your avatar, I don't get how that's better than just having a normal video conference versus if the person's there. Like the whole COVID thing has taught me a little bit. Technology is great, but being around people is good too. So that's sort of my...
Yeah, that's well, okay. Might disagree with you about being around people, but no, I do like people.
That's very IT professional of you.
No, yeah. We're not social creatures in IT, and yet we think we can make social networks. So we are not the people you should come to for creating social networks. I'm just saying, we want to be in front of our computer. And now in front of our
the
phones.
Antisocial network. Maybe we can work on that.
I tried to register that domain. Somebody had already registered it.
Oh no!
Man, it was gonna be such an amazing website, but somebody had already taken it.
No friends.
Welcome to the no friend zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where on Antisocial network you get to unfriend all your friends. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, the other part of the metaverse is that, so Facebook is hoping by doing this open XR standard that all the headset makers will make games and they'll all interact together. And Epic is already working with Facebook. Walmart is already working with Facebook because they want to do the virtual shopping mall. And so it's coming.
Has Amazon said they're doing anything yet?
Amazon is probably working on something, but they have yet to announce anything. So it's kind of interesting.
As soon as Walmart says it's doing something with someone, it means Amazon's doing something with someone else. Because that's how I read that usually. It's like, so I bet Amazon will come out with give them a few months, and they'll say
exactly. So let's do some shout outs to the folks who are here. So I already mentioned Markus. He's out there. He came by and said hi, Roy, and hi, Paul. And Sam Superstar came by and said, hey, everyone. And then I mentioned just a minute ago, Markus said that, hey, I predicted it gets as much traction as 3D television. So, yeah. I mean, how many went out and bought the 3D TVs and waited for anything? I mean, you got the 3D TV, you got the 3D glasses that you had to wear, and you bought Avatar on 3D Blu-ray, and you reached the maximum pinnacle of what it would ever do. And it's over. It's over. It's over.
Well, not even the 3D movies still, I've gone to a few of them. Yeah. I never feel that passionate about seeing the 3D version of a movie, usually.
And Don says, hey, everyone. I was going to show you, so this is the Metaverse version of me. I figured it's pretty close. Hey, it's me in the Metaverse. Hey! Let's have a meeting already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. By the way, I just want to mention this here. Is Paul, I wanted to show, this is, by the way, if everybody wants to go see Paul, this is Paul's Twitter handle out there. I hope you don't mind me sharing that.
No, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
I know you work on being antisocial there with me, but no.
Right.
At Paul_M_CU. If you want to find Paul out there on Twitter, be sure to, say hi to him. Be sure to, send a tweet and say, hey, Paul, how are you doing out there? So definitely reach out to him.
Yeah. It's P_M_CU.
Yep. Hang on.
I tried to get the shortest one I could find.
Let's get the graphic back out there. There it goes. Ta-da, it's really slow. I should have done a little faster there.
There you go. Okay.
There it is. Yes. So I'll have to hit the fast forward button on that to make that come up quicker.
That's right.
That was the slow. I swear I didn't say that slow. I said do it fast. Yeah. Anyway.
Doing speeds of transition stuff is always hard. You feel like you either do too fast or too slow.
I know. I wanted to go slow enough so people could see it. And it's like, is. Yeah. So
that's like every time I video edit something, I spend so much time. I feel like it's not worth it necessarily by the time I get done.
It's not. It's not a lot of fun. Sometimes it's not. It's not. Okay. So yeah. Yes. All right. So next up. So Paul, you wanted to talk about the Lego, and I'm gonna play a little movie. This is about First Lego League, which is something he's very passionate about. If you're like IT people, so yeah, lots of dads go out and they're soccer coaches, or you can be dads like us. They go out and we do Lego League.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna show this video. It talks about what First Lego League is, and kind of shows you some of the challenges. And Paul, I'm gonna have the volume down low enough. If you just want to kind of talk about it, that would be cool. So
yeah, cool.
1, 2, 3, go. Let's see if it works.
All right.
Magic.
All right, cool. There's a little lag because I'm watching the YouTube trying to figure out what it's saying. But so First Lego League is basically Lego challenges with kids, and then there's different levels depending on what age your child is. But it's anywhere from I think you can start doing it at second grade to basically graduates of high school or high school graduates, like seniors in high school. So there's all different levels. I'm going to kind of talk mainly about what they're showing is the FLL challenge, which is 5th grade to 8th grade.
Okay.
And so that's the one I'm working on right now with my kids. 2 of my boys are doing it. But it's really cool, and this is really a fun activity to get kids. It teaches them Scratch programming, so the drag and drop programming.
Yeah.
They learn teamwork. They have presentations. It's a pretty cool thing. And as you said, kind of if you're a tech dad and you don't want to coach the baseball team or do tackle football or something, this is a good alternative, and it is a lot of fun. So we started doing one at our local art center because they were kind of enthusiastic about it and had space.
Yeah.
And so we're going to go to a scrimmage next weekend with the kids. We have 10 kids,
Oh, wow.
4 coaches. It's the max number of kids you can have, but we didn't have quite enough kids to do 2 different teams, so we did 1 big team.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go to a scrimmage right near us at Erskine at Due West. And then we're supposed to go to a qualifier. We're hoping to do the qualifier in early January. So,
Okay.
like what you saw in the visuals there. So this one is logistics themed. They all have different themes each year.
Right.
And 1/3 of the competition is these kind of challenges where you go around and do certain things to get more points. And you program your robot to leave from, you have a zone that's kind of like this quarter of a circle where you can set the robot and set go. But then you're not supposed to mess with the robot. It goes out autonomously and does things and then comes back. And so you do that and you add up the points and you have a certain amount of time you can do it. And then you invent something related to it. So we're supposed to invent something. We haven't quite figured out what we're inventing, but something related with traffic congestion. The kids are going to come up with an invention.
Interesting.
I think we might have said we were going to do something with drones, like measuring traffic or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then the other third is your presentation of all of it to the judges. And so those are the 3 components, but it's kind of a neat thing because you have kids, even if your kid, there's kids that everybody gets to do a little programming, but if you have to come up with a team name, a team logo, you have to work on a poster board, you have to work on the invention. So there's a lot of different skills. So it's not only for the coding kid or only for the Lego kid. It's kind of a fun experience. And then it's great for when you get into the working world and you have to work with teams and have to coordinate stuff and work towards a goal. So
yeah, so we'll do our Lego stuff in the metaverse by the time our kids grow up. So
yeah, that'll happen at some point probably.
Well, so the thing I was just thinking about, we have the supply chain issues and we have shortage of truck drivers. So I mean, think about it. Our kids doing the Legos and working with logistics on how to move freight through a maze and that type of thing. Then they grow up and they build full-size Legos that do the same thing, and so we no longer, and everything is robotics and it's driverless trucks and that type of thing. Of course, Elon Musk has been working on a cyber truck for consumers, but he's also working on an 18-wheeler series, and he's already had companies pre-order, and he doesn't even have this thing ready for production yet. So it's very. But
the power companies. I have a friend who works for a local big power company, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to, because the amount of power those semis would need, and all their all the truck hubs have no power other than probably like enough to heat their waiting room, right?
Yeah.
So they are going to have to build out infrastructure to get these power lines to these distribution centers that they didn't. It wasn't part of the original plan, but yeah, that's it. I think I personally, electric cars are happening, but I think the electric truck thing, when that comes to fruition, it's going to happen faster than cars because it's going to be such a game changer, I would think. But
Yeah, it is. I have to admit, I have some apprehension because, well, the dystopian world that the that the metaverse is bringing. Well, when I think about trucks going out of control, that type of thing, something
right.
happening. I don't know. I just have some apprehension about it. I am in favor of it because I know we have such truck driver shortages. But on the flip side,
Right.
it's going to put people out of work, as technology always does.
Right.
I was listening to a fascinating book that talked about the Luddites, who were against the machine that actually cleaned,
The weaving
the
machine,
weaving
right?
machines. Yeah, they were against the
Yeah.
weaving machines, and so how that's become a term, to represent anybody that was fearful of technology, and that's not what they were about. Actually, and funny enough, though, it did put them out of business. It was just this guy had done it better than anybody else. The weaving machines that had been out there, so yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I think it'll start at first just on interstates, and I don't think it'll happen overnight. But what concerns me more is sort of busy traffic areas. Like if you have a digital like if you have a truck running on an interstate from, let's say, like Colorado to like Missouri in a very straight line, simple interstate, that doesn't stress me. But try and get it drive through New York City, that kind of stresses me out.
Yeah, and I've driven New York City, so I can understand that. Atlanta stresses me more. I think I'd rather have electric trucks in New York City than I would have electric trucks in Atlanta. Just gonna say, I've driven both.
Yeah.
Give me New York, except for the George Washington Bridge. I do not wish the George Washington Bridge. But anyway, and people in New York tell you they don't wish the George Washington Bridge on anybody either. So,
Right.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, just very fascinating from that standpoint. Yeah. So you recently had an Imagine Festival, you called it, and basically where you talked about stems, that kind of stuff. We're gonna try my luck at screen sharing, and let's see if bad things happen. Since
do a little slideshow.
Yeah, we'll do a little slideshow here. Let's see if this one's the one. Nope. Let's do this one. Yep. Let's do that. And slideshow. All right, let's see how this works. May chop some people off. I hope not. So what's going on? Oop. And we're gonna need to stop the train here. So I'll just do one at a time. So what's going on here?
Okay, so it's called the STEAM Festival. So it's STEM and art is the idea, and they have them across South Carolina where we are. And so we organized one in Greenwood. Okay. So this is sort of some photos from. This is the art center. They had a Lego exhibit with some large buildings. This guy's from California, and so he came in, and it's pretty cool. He does, speaking of New York, he does basically New York architecture. This is so that gives you. He had a bunch of New York architecture, and he had like a Brooklyn Bridge, but that was cool. That was a good draw, and we coincided that with the festival. Yeah. And then for the festival, we had about 55 exhibitors, and you can just start kind of paging through stuff. 55 exhibitors. And we think we had like 2,500 to 3,000 people show up, which for our community is a lot. We're not a huge city or county, so we drew people in. Okay. And it was a really good event. A little windy. We next time we're getting sandbags for all the tents because they wanted to take off.
So but a drum.
Yeah. And so, that's Drum Creative. They're from Greenville. And what they do is they had science lessons connected with music. So interactive music exhibits, but they talk about sound waves and how drums create sound and things like that. And so they were one of the exhibitors. We had we have a genetics center in town. And so they came down and did some genetics lessons. We had
with the drums.
Oh, the genetics center or the drum.
No. The genetics center was doing stuff with drums. No, cool. Anyway.
No. That would be cool if they. No, yeah, they didn't do drums. And then we had our robotics kids. I think our Lego robotics kids are in there someplace too. We had some FRC, which is the higher level robotics, so the high school level, kind of like the varsity robotics. Where they build a bigger robotics. we had some of our local manufacturers. That's sort of the idea of the festival is it's STEM and it's fun and it's art, but it's also showing kids that there's jobs in engineering and science that our local companies hire for and that they'd be excited to have them. So two of the big companies that came were Lonza and ZF, which Lonza does pharmaceuticals and ZF does transmissions in a lot of cars.
I really like the New York buildings and Legos. That's my favorite pictures.
Yeah. That drew, like, we had twice the visitors to the art center that month than we had ever had prior. So it definitely drummed up business. And the guy's interesting. We're going to talk to him about building a Lego model of the art center possibly and put that on display as a anniversary kind of like item.
Oh, and here's some Lego robotics. So I'm looking at kids making Lego robotics or playing around with some Lego robotics. What are those sets?
So that's probably our stuff.
What do those sets cost to get into Lego robotics like that?
So the base set is about $300, I think.
And in the US says $300 US.
Yeah, US 300. Yeah, and the way we kind of work it, when you get a team of 10 kids and you have coaches, you can do it for about $750 all together.
Oh, yeah?
So you can make it so it's like $75 a kid. You can make it fairly affordable. It's like YMCA level prices for a rec soccer game. So that's kind of how we position it. It's not a super expensive thing to do, especially if you have a nonprofit that'll let you kind of use their space. But the equipment alone is not super expensive. And then you use the base robot every season. So that's an initial cost. And you have to buy your new obstacles every season, but you don't have to buy a new robot every season. So the running cost year after year is not as high as the initial cost.
I see some beekeepers too. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I think that we had beekeepers there. We had the horticulturists from the city. That's kind of, we keep it very broad. But the idea is kind of anything related to nature, science. We had a lot of magnet school programs. We had the local tech school, colleges, a few universities that were in the area. Kind of everybody's welcome to come.
What's the first robots garage? What was that?
I think they're out of Anderson. Did they have a big robot? With the Z robots. Yeah. They're out of Anderson, and that's the FRC level. So that's the varsity level, if you will. And they build a custom robot. They sell you a basic chassis, and you build this custom robot, and it does a course that's basically the size of a basketball court. While ours is on a 4x8 board. This is kind of the top level. And that's, I helped Due West has Due West Robotics just started an FRC team, and I assist and coach them a little bit, which means I kind of just show up and try and help them program a little bit, but mostly just make sure.
Okay.
To stay on topic. But yeah.
Hey, Steve Worthy, thanks for coming by, Captain. That was very neat. I really like the Lego stuff. Really like the giant. I saw the Brooklyn Bridge. That looked amazing. So
yeah,
that was really cool stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do something even better next year as far as the art exhibit. We haven't figured out what, but
okay, cool. That's some really neat stuff. Really makes me want to go buy some Legos. I'm just gonna, I have my lowly BB-8.
There you go. Yeah.
This reminds me. This is by Sphero that makes the rounder robots that I know in middle school a lot of kids do.
Right. Yeah.
Where they do the programming and everything. This one isn't. Well, this one is programmable, but it's all Bluetooth controlled. So. So it's more like an RC car that happens to be a BB-8 robot.
Right.
But the cool thing is that it comes off the base and it rolls around on the wheel.
Yeah, those spheres are pretty cool.
They are, and the magnet keeps the head on top. So.
Oh, that's fun. So it works like BB-8.
Yeah, it does.
Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, very cool stuff. So, all right.
But yeah, if anybody. You got my Twitter handle. If you're interested in either starting robotics or starting a STEAM festival, I can definitely kind of give you some hints on how to do either of those.
Yeah, let me go throw your Twitter handle back out there again.
Yeah. You can do the robotics is international, and then you could figure out a STEAM festival. Like we do it based on some other stuff. But I can kind of tell you the steps we went through as far as finding like a nonprofit that kind of helped us organize it, and then talking to the city and sort of things like that. So if you wanted to do it anywhere, I think you could do it. And it is a great event for your community too, because it also kind of shows the world that your community is kind of pro science and pro engineering and fun and kids, so it's good PR.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That would be very true. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's our show tonight, guys. What's any last thoughts you want to put out there before we call this a night? Hang on here. I'm trying to make magic happen here. We'll do this one. I'll change it up to this one. There we go. I like this view better. All right. So any last thoughts about the metaverse, about facial recognition? What are your thoughts on facial recognition? Scares you? Or...
I don't like I'm not a big fan of having security cameras everywhere facially recognizing me. You know what I mean?
The UK has cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've
always had that forever. So.
Right. They got the camera, so now all you need is that artificial intelligence to start recognizing facial features. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. I don't mind facial. Like, I use Google Photos. Do you use that?
I do.
Yeah, like Google Photos, how it can. Yeah, it sorts the whole family, and then it makes slideshows of your kids growing up. Like, those are tear jerkers. I don't mind that. That's not as terrifying. Yeah. They always get me.
They get me every time.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My daughter was so cute then. Oh, she's still so cute now. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of, because I wouldn't even know to look back at those photos. So I appreciate that, because I forget to look back sometimes.
I do. I like to put everything in there. So, like, that way it does the cool slideshows. That every day I get an alert that says, hey, this happened 7 years ago. Wow.
Well, and it uses Google intelligence, because you can search like models of cars or like types of food, and it finds it. It's crazy. It's that's terrifying a little bit, but also cool. But I'd say it kind of depends on how you think about it, on how terrifying or cool it is.
So yesterday I was playing around with Google Vision because I was working on a thumbnail for this video, and with Google Vision, it will recognize words, it will recognize expressions on faces. Do a Google search for Google Vision, and then there's a checkbox where you tell you're not a robot, and then upload a picture you have, and it will tell you everything it recognizes. So if there's words there, it will recognize those. Of course, it was funny because the logo, the thing I did was kind of Matrix light, so it tried to recognize all those characters in there. So it was like gobbledygook words. Didn't make any sense, but it was just really funny. But I was like, I got to figure out what I'm gonna do next with that kind of stuff. And
did you see? Do you help Lander with any of their project judging on that stuff?
I have. Yes.
Yeah. So do you see the one about the parking lot? Did you see that one?
I did see the one about the parking lot. Yes.
Yeah, the parking lot. That was pretty. It was a project that it could scan license plates and identify the cars as they went to park, which was, again, neat. But then you think about it, it's kind of terrifying if you didn't want to be identified.
The police are already doing this.
If it was malicious people. Yeah.
The police are already doing this, so why can't...
That's those cars with, like, cameras all over it, right? Because you see those cars every once in a while that have, like, 4 cameras on the front and 4 cameras on the back. Have you seen those?
Yeah, those definitely. And certain cities actually will do license lookups. There's actually lawsuits going on in multiple states over whether that's legal or not. So we'll see how that goes. We're in the U.S. We have to have free speech and freedom to have our license plates not be read by the police, even though it's in a database they already have somewhere anyway. So, so it's funny because I have a Nest doorbell, but it doesn't use my Google Photos to recognize people, but it does do facial recognition. And so it's funny. Sometimes it'll say my wife is my dad. For some reason, it's gotten confused. Sometimes it'll say that I am my son, or sometimes it'll say my son is me, and then sometimes it'll say my youngest daughter is my oldest daughter, and vice versa. So the Nest database isn't quite as cool as the one that they use in Google Photos. But
well, and I've had Google Photos before. Like, Google Photos wants to show you 2 pictures and be like, are these the same person? And I've had it show me people that are not the same person, but I guess they both have beards, or like they do have similar features. But it's not foolproof by any measure.
That's true. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. I really appreciate it. I had a good time here talking with you. And definitely, if your kids are into science, you may want to look at something like a STEAM festival. And definitely, First Lego League would be amazing. I wish that had been... I wish I'd gotten into that earlier. So it's kind of like, man, my kids are probably too old, or think they're too old to get into that stuff now. But they have lots of other technologies they think are cool. But that's cool.
You could always, Roy, we can always still recruit you as a coach sometime. You can
there you go.
Anyways.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like rec soccer. That even if your kids aren't playing rec soccer, if you like it enough, you can still go help out.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Paul, thank you again. Anything last thoughts you want to tell the world before we go? You're on candid camera.
Yeah, I can't think of anything right now. How real do you think? I know we were talking about shortages and things. Right. How real do you people the discussion of? I think chip shortages, as far as like if you wanted an iPhone or you wanted a Xbox, you should get it now. But do you think there'll be other product shortages around the holidays? I've been kind of talking to everybody. Do you think so?
Yes, absolutely. Because, well, I mean, we already had chip shortages for cars. Well, so the issue,
but I'm talking about non-chip shortages too.
So we still have issues where there are multiple cargo ships off the coast,
just waiting around.
That are just waiting around to get unloaded because of COVID and that type of thing. That's starting to get better, but you'll notice that vendors are having their Black Friday sales early, and vendors are actually
I have. They're like already having them now.
They're doing it now because they want to sell out the inventory they have now. So again, in a couple of episodes of my Tuesday show, I have talked about supply chain issues and kind of gone into great detail about that. And I recommend you get your Christmas presents or whatever holiday you celebrate, because there's like 12 different holidays during this time period. Whatever holiday you celebrate,
presents.
If it involves gifts, go buy them now. Go buy them now. Do an Amazon wish list or whatever. Shop local, because at least you walk to the store, you see it, you know it's there. You don't have to worry about chip shortages or supply chain, because
and if you do a small business, they'll wrap it.
Yeah.
That's my
lots of small
businesses. They will wrap it for you, and that's as a non-wrapper.
Shop. I'm not a rapper either. I mean, I've tried yo. I mean, it just doesn't work for me. I am not.
Drop a beat. Yeah.
I'm not a rapper. But me, I'm like, it's in a plastic bag. You gotta at least take half a guess to figure out what it is.
I'm not super pro wrapping either, but my wife really likes things wrapped, so I've learned.
I mean, the trees, man. The trees, of course, maybe they'll come up with bamboo wrapping paper. They have bamboo toilet paper. The next thing you need to do is bamboo wrapping paper.
They'll figure out something.
You can grow
polymer
bamboo
base
anywhere.
that we can like recycle back to more wrapping paper or something. I don't know.
Yes. I have all my Peanuts, Charlie Brown wrapping paper that I wrap all my gifts in. So
there you go. That's good.
Yeah, there we go. Yep. Markus is a rapper though. If you go out and follow Markus on his channel, hopefully his next episode will involve him rapping with one of his guests.
I look forward to that. Yeah, we'll subscribe.
That'd be great. Anyway, so anyway, thanks so much for watching. And I tried to add something special tonight. Snow. We can't get the snow naturally, so I thought I'd add snow.
No, that's not happening. For a little while.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen where I live. It's too warm. But yeah, so I thought I'd do snow. There we go. Snow is my scene going out. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for everybody.
All right, thanks,
Roy. Thanks for coming around.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. There's the sign off. Bye. Bye. See you later. Bye. Oh, my snowflakes crashed. More snowflakes. There we go. Bye. Bye. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching, everybody. See ya.